Listen, as an astrology girly, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. Let yourself use basically all of October to get ready for one of the biggest shifts you've probably ever made. Okay. Reason being, we've got a lot of outer planets doing a lot of things. Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus. This time, more about Pluto and Neptune and Saturn. Saturn is going to go direct at the end of November. Neptune goes direct at the beginning of December. Pluto goes direct in the middle of October. And the Scorpio season that we're having this year is the first Scorpio season. I've said it plenty of times. I'm going to say it again. It's the first Scorpio season we're having where Pluto in Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius is fully in for the entire Scorpio season. Take the time in October to get ready, set, okay? The unpredictable, massive shift that's gonna happen in November, I don't have the words to explain that to you. I just don't. I literally don't. And there's not a lot of times as someone who has a Mercury in Scorpio that is conjunct my sun, I usually don't lack words, okay? But for this, I do. So what I will say, even though it's like sort of big to comprehend, if you're taking the time in October to get ready, set, you will be prepared and not to be scared, okay? You'll be prepared for the random chaotic, I didn't see that coming stuff that's going to happen in November. We also have, I'm saying this as well because November, there's like a ton of conjunctions and crossing. Mercury retrograde, Jupiter retrograde, and then Saturn stops its retrograde. Like there's a lot of movement happening in November, regardless of the fact that it's Scorpio season, and then you put Scorpio season on top of that. And then you also put on top of it the fact that Neptune with Saturn and like what's going on with them and has been going on with them for like for years now, okay? It's been a while that they've been doing this, but Neptune is a 14-year transit. The fact that Saturn is exiting Pisces basically at the same time and like their retrogrades being like very with each other, you know? Really, really big life transitions. You think about 14 years, we're getting done with one era and setting ourselves up for another with that Neptune shift. Pluto, this is the first time, like 18 years in that one, this is the first Scorpio season where we're gonna have Pluto fully in Scorpio. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. Just be prepared for I don't know what, but something. That's what I mean. I don't know because it's Uranus, right? It's Uranus. We don't know. We just don't know. And with the Mercury retrograde happening while we're in Scorpio season, which Uranus is going to be ruling over that Pluto partially, we can expect to see some really big unbindings societally and some really big new bindings or new chapters. Like, can I call it earthquake is the word that's coming into my mind. Do we ever know when the earthquake is going to come? We can tell with the monitors and stuff, we can tell how big it was. And I'm sure scientists have learned maybe a little bit of like the stuff that would allow us to predict when they could come or like if there's a certain season that they're more, but normally not. Normally the earth is like, I'm going to move now and you can't say anything about it. Right? That's what the spirits are going to be doing when we get into November. And that authority, we don't have our hands in that. That's something that's bigger than all of us. Oh my God. I don't want to sound like I'm on rapture talk, okay? Not like that necessarily, but like, you know, things moving on the earth, things moving around in humanity. We're also probably going to see trends change. Trends being not just on social media, okay? Yes, that's included, but like the trends of society, the way that society is moving and what we agree on and what we don't agree on. We're going to see that shift. And the thing about these unpredictable happenings is that if you are, especially with Saturn and Neptune being in Pisces and like what they're doing together right now, okay? If you are someone who listens to the spirits and you have practice and you can hear things like prophecy and divination and dreams and all that good stuff, that's what I mean by prepare, okay? Not to scare, not to be scary, okay? The spirits in your practice are gonna let you know. I've been saying it all year, I'm gonna say it again. People who practice in the spirit this year have a leg up. They're gonna have more of a grip on what is happening than maybe people who are not super spiritually involved in their life. So just keep practicing. Okay, I don't say keep up your brew at the end of videos for no reason. Okay, that's there to remind you keep it up because this year is a year where you really need to. Okay, like rest when you need to rest. Please don't overwork it if you don't need to, right? And take care of yourself. And also just get ready, set. Okay, gratitude, reverence, and love to you. That's what I got to say about this one. We're about to have a crazy November. Crazy doesn't cut it. That's what I mean. I don't have the words. So anyway, keep up the brew you do. I will too. Clearly I will continue. And I'll talk to you soon. Again, this is not to scare you. This is to make sure that you can clock it if you need to. Listen to your spirits, okay? They're gonna let you know when you need to know, why you need to know, where you need to know, and even if you need to know, because sometimes we don't. So there's that also. But anyways, I'll talk to you soon. Also true.